Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm James and also the Brink, and we are one. So today I want to talk about how to set up your Steam Deck with remote play so you can play your PlayStation 5 or 4 on your Steam Deck. And I have to say, I love the experience. I play my Steam Deck all the time from opposite ends of my house, essentially just exactly the opposite. In the basement is my PlayStation, and then in my bedroom is on the second floor of the townhouse, and I play, it's just about as far away as possible with the Wi-Fi, and it works great. So you guys are gonna love this, and make sure to watch the whole tutorial because there are a couple of things that you're gonna wanna know about Wi-Fi, but also just know about the process that just takes a little extra step that could be a little bit more difficult to just find on your own. So we're gonna make this as easy as possible. So make sure to like, subscribe, bash that bell with your crowbar if you like my content or this video. Okay, so now let's get into it. First up, on the PlayStation, we need to go to our settings and then system. And then they have a remote play section right here. You just got to enable it. I just did it for the heck of it just to show you. Then you get this number right here, this pin. This can be very useful down the road. This is just a security mechanism, right? You do it with Netflix and all that. This is just indicating that both parties are going to agree to this connection. So some random person cannot connect to your PlayStation 5 and play your games. Okay, so now we're in the Steam Deck desktop mode. And right now we just need to open the Discover app manager. It's like a store essentially that just, contains a bunch of apps. If you're new to this, it's your first time in the desktop mode, you should be able to find it at the bottom with this little bag and you just click it. If you can't find that, then you should be able to go over here into the application launcher and there should be a search. You can search for Discover. You'll get this app. Then you need to search for Chiaki. It will be the first selection. Select it. And then there'll just be this button up in the top right to install it. I've already installed it. It takes a few seconds. Once you've installed it, we can launch it. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the first thing you're going to notice that, and if you can hear my dog barking, it's because he's excited to play his PlayStation games just like I am. So now let's just go over a little bit of the Wi-Fi stuff here. So you can see it's auto-discovered. It should for you too, if you're on the right network. I know some people, I don't even know if it's affected on the band, like if it needs to be on just 5 gigahertz or the 2.4. I have both my devices on the 5 gigahertz. That's the best one for doing streaming and stuff like that. You have the highest bandwidth. You're just going to have a better time. So make sure that both your PlayStation and your Steam Deck are on the 5 gigahertz band on your Wi-Fi if you have that, if you have a dual band or tri-band. So with all that, if you want to reduce your latency, you can have an Ethernet go into your Wi-Fi, and that will help reduce some of the latency. But once again, I play my PlayStation 5 from across the house from my Steam Deck like it has a restraining order. So I am doing just fine keeping my distance from my PlayStation and latency-wise. So I think you shouldn't have any issues. To know, I would, if you have an old Wi-Fi router, you can always upgrade to the Wi-Fi 6 and you'll see a sizable bump. The Steam Deck, PlayStation seem great on there with their Wi-Fi modules, so I haven't had issues yet. Okay, just that's a little note on the Wi-Fi stuff. Make sure you're on the same network. Now let's make sure to double click this, and then you'll see that the host that's the IP address of your PlayStation. It should be auto-filled. Everything should be set up. You just need to now get the PSN account ID, which is in base64 format, which don't worry about that. With this tutorial, you'll just be able to get it and not have to worry about it. And then the PIN, which we talked about earlier. Now let's go get that base64 account ID. I'm going to have these in the description below in the sources. There's a GitHub page that has the Python script to do this. So if you want to run it just on your Steam Deck, you can do that in the terminal. Or if you want to run it the way I'm going to show you, which is just a little easier in the browser, there's this URL right here. And then it brings this up. It has this additional URL that's going to be for logging in and getting a callback and getting the metadata. So once that's pasted in here, you should see this. You can then log in. Once you're logged in, it's going to redirect. You're going to get, and if it's successful, it will say redirect on the page. And then, right, just like that. And then we copy this URL right here, paste it back in here. Now, I will note this hangs up for me every time. So when I navigate over to that other URL in getting the callback URL, then the other page signing up, I get this to hang. So how you fix this is you just refresh this page and then you can paste it back in, hit enter, and now you have your credentials. This is the most important part. This is the part you need right here. Everything, including the equals, if you have one. So you just copy, paste that over here. Then now comes the fun part. We have to get the pin. So we're going to go back to the PlayStation. You might have lost the pin already. That's fine. In fact, it's better to just get a fresh one. Enter this pin in. Mine is 83870793. This is unique and it refreshes every 300 seconds. You can't use mine. You got to get your unique one. And if you ever quit out of that tab, go back in, or like that section with the code, it's going to refresh. So just make sure you're on that page, getting that fresh pin number. You'll get the success date. I have yet to not get a success date going this route on multiple devices, including the Steam Deck. So now we're here. Now comes the fun part of just testing it. Let's see if this works, shall we? I should be able to just double click. It's up. I don't need to use my PlayStation controller now. It just works in desktop mode where now I can use my device's controls, my Steam Deck controls, and it works. So now you can play it on desktop mode, but what if you don't want to? Let's quit out of this. This is another cool thing is that you can put it to sleep automatically. So it's say, hey, yeah, put it to sleep. So I'm not playing it right now. I want the PlayStation to go to sleep over, because I don't want to get up and go turn it off, right? This is a really nice feature that's just built into the remote play. Now it's in you can see it's in standby mode. I just click into it to wake it up. You can play it anywhere in the house. You don't have to touch your PlayStation, interact with it. But just note that might be some settings that you might have turned off. I think they should all be on automatically on the PlayStation, but just note that if this does not automatically show up when your PlayStation is asleep, then there just might need to be some additional settings you have to set there. That's beyond this tutorial, so let's exit this and actually go into this next step of game mode like I was talking about earlier. Let's go into add non-Steam game, go to Chiaki. You can do this for any app and select it, add it into your library. Now it's there. You don't have to add Proton or anything else to it. Now when you go boot back into or switch into game mode, you can play. You just select Chiaki, and then launch it, and then select the PlayStation app or the PlayStation that's in there, because you could have multiple. You could have a PlayStation 4 and a PlayStation 5 in there. Just select the one you want to remote play, and it works. And it works great. This is the complete tutorial to get it running in game mode. Let me know in the comments below how your experience has been. Did you have a fun time setting this up? Was it easy? Was it difficult? Did you run into an issue? If you have any issues, make sure to comment below what that issue was, how you resolved it. If you haven't resolved it yet, you can always ask us in the comments. Maybe one of us can resolve it. And also, are you having fun with it? Do you like playing your PlayStation in bed? I do. So thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos. Check out my description with a bunch of links in there, including Discord and also merch. Just a bunch of other stuff in there. That's a bunch of goodies that hopefully you enjoy. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys later. Peace out. Later.